If you're looking for easy, simple meals that won't break the bank and drag your bank account, then you've come to the right channel. I found 8 recipes that'll keep you full for the next few days, so let's jump right in. So for recipe 1, we have sesame tofu and broccoli from Delish. What I love about this recipe is that it uses some pretty inexpensive things that are already in your pantry, and it turns tofu into something that's super crispy and satisfying. This recipe is budget friendly because tofu is one of the cheapest protein sources that you can find. Broccoli is inexpensive and it's filling, and the sauce is really simple and uses ingredients like soy sauce and sesame oil, which might be some things that you already have on hand. And the steps seem really simple. You're just going to cut your tofu up into cubes, pat them dry, and coat them lightly with cornstarch. Then you're going to pan fry those until they're golden. You're going to steam or saute your broccoli, however you like it. Then you're going to whisk together the soy sauce, add a touch of sesame oil, garlic, and a little bit of honey or sugar, whatever it is to your liking. Then you're going to toss everything together until it's glossy. This recipe just looks like a takeout meal that you got from a restaurant, but it did not cost as much, so it's a win. So the second recipe is a homemade hamburger helper meal. I remember when my mom used to make these for me and my siblings, and it was so good, but very affordable, which is what we want. And this is from the website The Pioneer Woman, and this is just such a classic comfort meal. This recipe is budget friendly because it uses ground beef, pasta, and pantry seasonings. Everything just cooks in one pot, and the best part, leftovers for days. And the steps are, you're going to brown your ground beef with onions, add some paprika, garlic powder, and salt. Then you're going to stir in the tomato paste, then pour in broth and milk. You're going to add your uncooked pasta and then let it simmer until it absorbs everything that's going on. Then you're going to finish with some shredded cheese. This recipe I actually did try. It's so creamy, so filling, and it is perfect for feeding multiple people. Feeding the whole household is also the goal, or having leftovers to stretch even if it's just for one person. Either way, this is a great recipe. Next up, from the same website, The Pioneer Woman, we have chicken teriyaki. This one caught my eye because it uses really simple ingredients, but it just looks like it tastes really bright and flavorful and just like a good time. This one is also great because it uses chicken thighs, which are super inexpensive. The teriyaki sauce is also something that you could probably find most of the ingredients in your pantry already, and it pairs really well with cheap sides like rice or broccoli. And for the steps, you're going to cook your chicken in a skillet until it's golden. Mix soy sauce, brown sugar, ginger, and garlic in a bowl. You're going to pour that over the chicken and let it bubble into a glossy sauce. And then if you have rice, you're going to serve this over rice, and I bet you're going to have a good time with this. It's quick, sweet, super savory, and perfect for weeknights. From the website Country Living, we have the sausage, potato, and cabbage soup. Now, this is one of the most budget-friendly recipes we have on today's list. We've got potatoes and cabbage, which are extremely cheap. We've got sausage that adds the flavor, and we've got broth that also helps to stretch the ingredients. Now, what you're going to do is you're going to saute the sliced sausage until it's browned. Then you're going to add in your onions and garlic. You're going to stir in your potatoes and cabbage. Then we're going to pour this into the broth. After that, we're going to let everything simmer until the vegetables are tender, and we're going to throw a little bit of black pepper on top. This is going to be great for the upcoming colder seasons, and I can't wait to try this one out myself. For recipe 5, this is the roasted tomatoes with eggs and quinoa from This Gal Cooks. Now, even though eggs can be expensive sometimes, if you're able to catch them on a good deal at your local store, it is totally worth it because eggs are a really good source of protein, and you can also take that carton of eggs and stretch it into other meals. I saw this recipe and I automatically thought about First Watch, if you guys are familiar with that restaurant, because they have a really good just quinoa based bowl there. But I think this is one of those cases where if you make this at home, this has serious potential to replace going out to eat and paying all that money and gas just to travel for food, when you could make something just as good, if not better, at home. And it's also really filling. The quinoa can be bought in bulk. Then if you got some tomatoes and you roast those are great on a budget. So for this recipe, you're going to toss your cherry tomatoes with olive oil, salt, and pepper. Then we're going to roast those until they're soft. We're going to cook the quinoa separately and then fry or poach your eggs. Both are really great options. Then we're gonna make our bowl with the quinoa, roasted tomatoes, and eggs on top. And oh my gosh, what a comforting meal this is. And I wanted to throw a breakfast dish out there for all of my breakfast lovers. Recipe 6 comes from the kitchen and it's a lemon butter salmon recipe. Love salmon so much. And this recipe is very simple and it uses only a few ingredients. We've got frozen salmon fillets, which are cheaper than getting them fresh. The seasoning is very minimal unless you decide to add more seasoning and flavor and just fun to the dish yourself. Then we've got lemon and butter that adds so much flavor without costing way too much. We are going to season the salmon with salt and pepper. And again, if you want to add extra seasonings, you totally can. We're gonna melt butter in a pan, add some garlic, then lay in our salmon. We're going to squeeze lemon juice and we're gonna let it cook in the sauce until it's flaky. This seems like it's super restaurant quality, but it's made with everyday ingredients without breaking the bank, which is totally the goal here. Recipe 7 is garlic parmesan chicken bites. Now, these are super quick and really great for busy weeknights. And for this recipe, we're using chicken breasts or chicken thighs, which are super inexpensive. And we've got parmesan, which stretches super far for flavor and can be used for other meals. And this one cooks really fast and it reduces the amount of ingredients needed for this dish. So we're gonna cut the chicken into small pieces. Then we're gonna season and cook in a skillet until it's browned. We're gonna stir in butter, garlic, and parmesan until everything is coated. And you can also serve this with pasta, rice, or vegetables, depending on what you already have. Now, our last recipe comes from Budget Bites and it is called Poor Man's Burrito Bowls. And these burrito bowls are really a budget win. We've got rice, beans, corn, and different spices. It's very customizable and this is gonna make really big portions. So first we're gonna cook the rice and then we're gonna combine beans, corn, salsa, and the seasonings in a skillet and warm them through. Then we're gonna layer everything in a bowl and top with cheese or sour cream if you have that on hand. This is perfect for meal prepping and also stretching out your groceries and taking different elements and combining them to make a perfect, long-lasting, filling meal. And those are all of the recipes that I have for you this week. These were 8 super simple, comforting, budget-friendly meals that you can make with everyday ingredients. All of the original recipe creators are linked below if you want the full details. Thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe to my channel for more recipes, grocery finds, and so much more. And I hope these meals make your week feel a little bit easier.